Is this the genesis of Nick's furrydom? I mean...
Thank you.
Or no, was it before that?
Thank you.
Was it before that? Okay.
No, for real though, I saw one of the comments on the YouTube video.
Yeah.
Was just like, a lot of people are going to discover their sexuality watching this movie.
I am suddenly awakened.
Hello, and welcome to the Tasteful Dudes podcast.
Terrible.
A podcast where two white guys chat about something they find is unique, or, as you know, any other podcast.
Yeah,
that
pretty
you
much.
can find, because they think they're funny.
We're kind of missing one extra white guy.
Do we need one more?
I don't know.
Hey.
I don't think there's enough white voices in podcasting.
Well, here's two stupid ones to add.
There we go.
We are, as you know, trying pizza. Gonna have a good time. We're gonna chat for a little bit.
Yeah.
And talk to you about this pizza that we found in Columbus, Ohio, the great city. And Tim, you are my co-host. How are you?
I am. I'm doing good. I just went and got the pizza, and we ate it, and it was...
We ate some of it.
We ate some of it.
It's a lot, but I didn't eat, so I ate too much.
Do we want to tell the people what kind of pizza we got?
Oh, we got Giordano's.
Giordano's.
So last week it was, or not last week, a couple weeks ago.
Two weeks ago.
It was Borgata, which is New York style. Now we're going farther west.
Of the... Not Mississippi.
State of Ohio. To get some Chicago style. So
Yeah.
a lot of people have this debate, Chicago versus New York. We tried them back to back, so...
Yeah. Por qué no los dos?
Well, we tried them back to back to kind of give you our opinions.
Exactly.
So, Tim, what do we got going on this week?
Well, we have a few things in news that I'm going to get to. I don't have a Disney bit, per se, but I do have some things I want to talk about. But before that, Nick, can I call you Nick?
On the weekends. Sure.
I think I know you well enough to call you Karen. Nick, what's irking you?
What's irking me this week?
Yeah.
Let me tell you
What's getting your goat?
This is our first segment.
What's chapping your ass?
And what I want to say. On the first segment, what's irking Nicholas Q. Evans this week?
Right.
And that is not the Lord of the Rings,
Oh, okay.
but it's Lord of the Rings related. So
Really?
to tell you what's irking me, I have to go through a longer story.
Christopher Lee?
No.
Oh.
I just finished my...
The Lord of the Rings fanboys are coming after you, man.
Yeah, that's fine. It's not the Lord of the Rings that I'm mad at.
Lord of the
Story.
Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I finished my rewatch that I do about once a year.
Yeah, the 18-hour rewatch.
Yes, they're the extended edition. They are long, but they're much more worth it than it would be to just watch the original.
Yeah.
The original theatrical release cut.
Okay.
So this is the special extended edition that I
Oh.
watched. Old DVDs that I grew up with. But that movie started being filmed 20 years ago.
Jesus.
It took over a year to film the entire thing, and they filmed all three movies back to back.
Yeah.
And there was so much great footage that they had to release an extended edition because the movies were already going to theater at 3 hours apiece. So there's a lot of good content.
Yeah.
But yeah, they filmed them all together. And it was released in 2001, 2002, 2003, respectively.
Yeah.
I watched them all in the last week, and they are so good. They're so good that makes me ask myself, why hasn't anything been delivered since then that is just so majestic? Game of Thrones, I feel like, got close, but they wrapped it up so soon.
I don't know, the Scorpion King.
Oh, you're a fan of the Scorpion King?
No, it's terrible.
Yeah. So that's what's irking me, is that we haven't figured out a way to copy the feeling.
Yeah, well, I think to a certain point, Game of Thrones did that. But...
I mean, it was definitely like a fantasy-based series, which I'm fine with. I prefer them. I like them a lot. But at the same time, it didn't give me the feeling of any... I didn't get the feeling of the large scale epicness that I did in watching Lord of the Rings at all.
Yeah, there was
never.
something. I think at least to, I don't know, and it might be because I was a kid at the time. I felt sort of that way watching the Harry Potter movies, and then watching them again. I think they are really well made. Even the early ones, which I'm not as big of a fan of because I don't like child actors.
I think so. Here's my opinion on the Harry Potter
or
films.
children.
Overall, I like them. Like, I'll watch them all
Yeah.
the time, anytime really. It was one of the things that when Lindsay and I, my girlfriend, first got together and she hadn't seen them, like, we did make it a point to like watch them.
Yeah.
There's just some inconsistencies in the movie, the story.
Oh yeah.
The movie making aspect of it.
Do you talk through a movie?
No, why?
Oh, okay. Because I do. I've gotten to the point where I now will pause a movie to discuss. Allison loves it.
I like you a lot less now.
You know what? We watched the "Won't You Be My Neighbor" documentary, the Mr. Rogers documentary.
Yeah, I know. You
And
cried.
yeah, I cried a lot, and it's like a 90-minute documentary, and it took us 3 hours to get through because I kept having to stop and discuss.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know how to process that.
What's wrong with that? I think it's more.
What's wrong with that?
I think it's better.
Documentaries, movies, films, they're paced a certain way so that you watch them all together. They're not meant to be paused.
I don't think anybody is in agreement with you. I think you're going to lose this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
We're going to put it on out to a poll.
We'll put a poll on our Facebook group.
Yeah,
And we'll just
Gary.
see.
Gary, put it out on the poll.
Yeah,
Okay,
thanks,
thank
Gary.
you. Thanks, Gary. We
Gary's
have an
your
assistant
cat,
named
right?
Gary.
No, that's
yeah,
Fish.
That's Fish. Yeah, that's his profession is a Gary.
Either way, I'm just like, those three movies I feel like were the most consistent three movies of like a franchise that I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. And the way that they were made and filmed, and how each one hit a chord, and there's such a great story from beginning to end.
Yeah.
I don't know. We just have not seen anything like that since.
Yeah.
Consistency throughout the franchise.
To the point
and I
where
guess franchise, I'm not including the Hobbits in here.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the
neither.
Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Because they really are two different. I mean, they're two different timelines in the same story.
I could argue, I'm one of the biggest Star Wars fans ever. There's not much consistency in the original trilogy. There's not a lot of consistency in the prequels.
Yeah.
And there really was not in the sequels. And we'll see how it ends up at the end of this year. But, I'm talking about consistency throughout the stories.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think Lord of the Rings nailed it. Absolutely nailed it.
So that's what's irking you. Okay.
So what's irking me is that nothing has been as consistent since.
I was really
want to
hoping
see something like I want to see something that tops it.
I was really hoping that The Matrix would be that way, and I really want it to be. And I really do enjoy The Matrix. I love it. But there is something.
Didn't The Matrix come out before though?
I think it did actually. That was like 2000, 99, something like that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
might
talking
be
about
wrong,
since.
I know since then. So,
Yeah.
Percy Jackson. Oh wait, no, they're not making those anymore. Anyway, okay. So what's irking me is we're taking a decidedly cinematic bend here. What's irking me is unnecessary live action remakes of movies.
Are you talking about Disney?
Kind of, a little bit. Now,
but Tim, no, you love them so much.
I know, and I will freely admit that
I won't let you tarnish.
You won't stand for this.
I won't let you do this to yourself.
I'm just saying. You're
tearing me apart.
I don't think that like The Lion King or Beauty and the Beast or Aladdin or all those are necessary. That doesn't mean they're not good. Now, admittedly, I've heard that The Lion King was not that great. But
I've heard the exact opposite. But
you know what? And I might change my tune once Mulan comes out, because Mulan looks like they've really done a good job and they've put in the cultural effort and stuff like that. What I really want to talk about is Cats. Now,
shit.
Oh my god.
Holy shit. Did you see this? Did you see the trailer? How many times did you watch the trailer?
I've watched it a couple times, and I've just gone on to Google and did an image search, and just all of the images they're just so bad. Now Cats is actually the opposite because it's less live action than it originally was.
Yeah,
they were just people in costumes, and what was wrong with that? Why do they have to make them all? They look like floating. They look like Will Smith as Genie before they finished the.
Okay.
Like, they just don't look right.
So here's my thing on cats. I was really into cats as a kid. My mom.
Yeah, they're good companions.
No, okay, come
on. T.S. Eliot's cats. Yes. Okay.
Well, it's Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Well, Andrew Lloyd Webber, but the story was T.S. Eliot.
So yeah, my mom bought the VHS of the PBS Great Performances. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, I know.
Of cats, and it just was always on at my house at some point.
Yeah.
I would say a good 3 months to 6 months out of my childhood, the first 5 years.
So it had a longer run at your house, at the Evans household,
yeah,
in Broadway.
Yeah. Actually, it's the sixth. I did a bunch of research on it the other day just because of this
you have
trailer.
to. How can you not?
It's the sixth longest running show on Broadway.
Oh my god.
Anyways,
what's the longest?
It's Phantom.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or it's The Lion King. I don't know if The Lion King's
God, The Lion King, the theatrical Lion King, I saw that in New York. God, that was amazing.
Yeah.
And I was an angsty teen at the time, and I loved it. And then the one that they have at Animal Kingdom in Florida, the Festival of the Lion King, God, it's amazing. It's basically the same production value.
I saw the tour when it came to Columbus. When I was younger. It's good. Really I think my brother's seen it twice. Anyways.
I like it. Yeah.
So, back on topic of cats.
Of cats. Cats with human faces.
So, I did a lot of research on it, and I was a fan of the original musical. We even saw it when it came to Columbus when I was younger, which is rare because I've been to New York many times.
That's why
a lot of shows, but I see a lot.
Is this the genesis of Nick's furrydom?
Wow.
I mean,
thank you.
Or no, was it before that?
Thank you.
Was it before that? Okay.
No, for real though. I saw one of the comments on the YouTube video of the trailer was just a lot of people are going to discover their sexuality watching this movie.
I am suddenly awakened. Something that wasn't there before.
Either way, whether I'm a furry or not, these are just rumors.
Yeah.
But
you can appreciate it without being a furry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right? You can just look at it.
You can wear
most of your free time.
You can wear a mask and fur and lipstick and have sex with other people and still not be a furry.
And not be a furry.
Yeah. It's
it's just you have to get there one day.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways.
The fact that I am a furry doesn't mean I'm a furry. I'm not a furry.
Really? You want to explain why we all think you are?
Oh, well, okay. So, we used to work together, and you had said something about an article that had come out, and I was working on my computer, and you were on your computer, and you said something like, Germany, what was it? Germany bans furries?
Yeah.
And I don't know what came over me, but I went, what? Why?
Immediately. After I finished my sentence. And me and my other coworker.
I was like, what's wrong with
just started laughing immediately because it was Das
protest too much.
Protest too much. Yeah, exactly. It was that exact. So, So, cue the furry jokes ever since. Anyways.
Yeah, so.
Here's the weird thing is there's CGI. So, it's the actors in the suits still. Yeah. And they're painting over it with CGI.
Yeah.
But because, it works on stage because you can't train a bunch of cats, but in CGI it looks really funny because if they wanted to, you could CGI cats doing this.
Exactly.
But that would be ridiculous.
That would be the line.
Be ridiculous.
That's the line.
There's the line, right? So, they have a conundrum of what do? We want to use CGI because it's available, but we don't want to go too far and make them actual cats. Yeah. So let's just CGI the costumes that they're already wearing onto them again and make it just look weirder. Also, scale them down to size and make people
That was the weirdest. Yes.
Because people are never addressed in
Like,
the original staged show.
Like, it was sort of assumed, like, yes, they're in New York, so there's people, but they're not walking around.
Basically scaled to them. You know what I mean? So they look like normal people in cat costumes, which on stage works.
It works. I think it could have worked.
But here's the thing: is once you introduce CGI, there's because it's so limitless. There's a question of how far can you go.
Yeah.
And technically, if they wanted to, they could just make this a cat movie.
They could.
I mean,
it could be a DreamWorks movie. They could have made Cats a DreamWorks movie if they wanted to. But man, it's just no.
So it's just one of those questions that you never wanted to answer.
I'm pretty sure this episode is going to be titled "Are We Furries?" The answer may surprise you.
Who knows?
You'll have to listen.
But anyways,
well, that's fun.
That's a good irk in you. But
I think that, yeah.
But you're saying live action remake. Sorry,
I just don't think they're. I don't think they're necessary. And I'll freely admit that I love. I did like. Oh shoot, what was it? Beauty and the Beast. I thought that was really good.
What about the Jungle Book?
Didn't like it as much.
I liked the Jungle Book a lot.
It was okay.
I didn't see Beauty and the Beast. They did Cinderella, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They're pretty much doing all of them.
Yeah.
They did, what's the one with Sleeping Beauty? But it was Maleficent. And that one I did love. I did love Maleficent.
With Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie.
I never saw that.
Yeah. Who, and this is actually going to go into our next bit. Actually, before that, I have something special to say. Because we are now a sponsored podcast.
Which means ya boys is official.
Which means we sold out. Yeah. Ding the dingers. Ding, 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 ding. Okay.
Dingers, bring your dingers in.
Bring your dingers. Anyway, we are sponsored. This podcast is sponsored by Audible, which, is the place that sponsors every podcast. But yeah, we're sponsored by Audible today. So for you, the lovely listeners, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you an opportunity to check out their service. And I know I have been using Audible for a little while.
Me too.
And my wife, who just got LASIK, has been using Audible. And because she got LASIK, her eyes have been...
I forgot that LASIK... It makes you forget how to read.
It does. It does. So you have to listen to things. Well, not many people know this. LASIK, they take your eyes out and they give them back to you in 2 weeks. So, my wife has been listening to the Harry Potter books, who are narrated by the lovely Jim Dale, one of the best narrators out there. So go check out that. They have the Harry Potter, and I'm listening to A New Dawn, which is a Star Wars novel. So that's a really good one too.
I have been reading this book, but usually I audible Star Wars books because they're so... if you're a Star Wars fan, just in general, Audible is great because, one, you can keep updated with all the canon books, which there's some really great ones in there. But not only that, because it's an audio format, they do sound effects.
Yes,
they can
they have the whole sound library,
radio drama kind of setup with Star Wars books, and it makes it so much more enjoyable than opening up the book. So that's what I would recommend. Probably Master and Apprentice.
Master and Apprentice.
Or
I'm
Alphabet
reading.
Squadron.
Yeah, Alphabet Squadron is great. That one hasn't been audiobooked yet.
Oh, okay.
So it's on its way though. It'll be soon. So anyway, to download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/tasteful. Again, that's audibletrial.com/tasteful for your free audiobook. Doodle-doodle-doot. And now back to the podcast.
In your life.
Yeah, get some tasteful in your life. So we were talking about you mentioned Angelina Jolie.
Are we going to talk about what happened yesterday?
The Phase 4 Marvel movies?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So Marvel.
You're lucky.
I know.
That you didn't send me any of this.
No, I was
just talk about.
I put this together today at work.
I know, but you could have at least said like, "Hey, I want to talk about the new Phase 4. Just make sure you've checked on it."
Yeah.
But
so
luckily, I have. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
But this could have been really bad for our viewers.
It could have been bad. Yeah.
Because they'd have to see us.
That's true.
And nobody views this.
Nobody views this.
Except for
my mom.
Maybe on YouTube.
But yeah, that's true.
Then you're just looking at a blank picture.
Yeah, that's true. So Kevin, what's his name?
Feige.
Feige. He's the president of Marvel Studios. We're doing a segment I like to call Reading. Today unveiled Phase 4 slate of Marvel Cinematic Universe at Comic-Con. So is Comic-Con going on right now?
Yeah, it's
okay.
It's probably going to be until today or tomorrow.
Okay. So we have been given Phase 4, which is going... What is it now until the end of 2021?
Yeah.
So I'm
So
gonna
the next 2 years of stuff.
I'm gonna list this off. May 1st, 2020, Black Widow.
Yep.
We have
Which was sooner than I thought.
Yeah,
I
fall
thought that
2020, Untitled. What? Oh, I don't know.
No.
That's
that's
New Mutants. New Mutants.
No, Eternals. I think
Eternals.
Yeah.
No, Eternals is November 6th.
Okay, hold on. Let me look at this.
No, I think it's New Mutants.
I didn't see any Untitled.
New Mutants
stuff.
is that one that they pushed back, and it's that weird. It's basically a horror movie, and it's I don't know. There's a weird fire hand in a clothes washer or something. I don't know.
New Mutants. I thought that they were doing mutants with.
Yeah.
Okay, I have. So wait, you're doing May 2020.
Yeah, May 2020 is Black Widow.
Yeah, and then.
Fall of 2020. This has Untitled. This is a CNET
November
article.
6, 2020 is Eternals.
The Eternals, which Angelina Jolie is going to be in.
Yeah, so is Richard Madden. If you like Game of Thrones, his role was great. Also Kumail Nanjiani. Is going to be in there too. Selma Hayek is in the Eternals as well.
This is going to be fun. I think this has the power of this might be another kind of Avengers type thing. Early 21, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings,
which I know nothing about, and
I know a little bit about.
I'm so ready to see this movie.
I'm ready because it's something new, and it's been in the Marvel ownership for a while. And I what was I listening to? Oh, it was the Weekly Planet. Mr. Sunday Movies and Nick Mason, they were talking about it, and I guess is it an artist? Aquafina.
Yeah,
Aquafina is gonna. They're attached to it,
and then the guy that's playing Shang-Chi is Simu Liu, and he in 2014 made a tweet. He's like, "Hey Marvel, you're doing great stuff with Thor and Captain America. I'd love to see an Asian American Marvel superhero."
Yeah.
And then he ends up being
was
like that was years ago.
So wait, you're telling me that there's an Asian superhero that's being played
by it's 2019.
Asian person. Holy shit! We've won.
It's great. We're on it now.
That's awesome.
Okay, so then there's May 2021, and this one is one that I am secretly the most excited about.
Doctor Strange.
And the full title is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah. That's gonna have some mind fuckery right there.
Yeah. This is, this is what they said about it. Kevin Feige. This is the first MCU horror movie.
Yeah.
And it's going to be with, we have Wanda or Scarlet Witch.
Yep.
And Doctor Strange are going to be pretty much headlining this one.
Yeah.
And it's going to tie directly into the WandaVision series on Disney Plus, because they then announced all that, and we'll get into that in a second.
Yeah, because there are 3 TV shows.
And also
the biggest one.
The biggest one that they announced, which is fall of 2021, Thor Love and Thunder, which if you see the logo, it looks like straight up 70s.
Oh, yeah.
Like, check this thing out.
Holy... Yeah, that looks like He-Man.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And they're also talking about Natalie Portman is coming back, and she's going to be female Thor.
She's going to be Thor. Yeah. That's going to be super cool.
And then I'm super excited for Disney Plus, too, because I think we're going to get that right away. And then, so fall of next year, 2020, we're going to have The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That'll
be fun. I hope that's like a buddy comedy. I don't know if it's going to be a comedy.
And it'll be the first time we see The Falcon as Captain America, which will be cool.
Oh, yeah. What's his name in the show? Bodhi Rooks? No. Who's the Falcon?
Bodhi is
War Machine.
No. That's no.
Bodhi Miller. He's a downhill skier. I'm sorry.
You're confusing
I am.
Wars and either way, it's Rhodey.
Rhodey.
And then there's Sam Wilson, who's the Falcon.
Sam Wilson,
and Bucky Barnes, who is the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Then I get Olympians mixed up all the time.
Then there's WandaVision.
Mm-hmm.
It's set after Endgame. We know that. It's set after Endgame. And it's going to have Paul Bettany as Vision in it.
Oh, that'll be great.
So we know that he died in Infinity War, so it's curious to see how he's going to come back.
That's true.
This is the other one that I'm very curious about. The next one, summer 2020 or 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey Wright, who is one of my favorite actors.
Yeah.
He's absolutely amazing. And he's going to be the Watcher in What If, which sounds like
What If? Oh, the Watcher's the big guy with the big head and the robes.
Maybe. Is he?
Yeah, because we saw them briefly in the second Guardians. With what's his name, Stan Lee. He was with all the Watchers.
Oh, okay. Well, Jeffrey Wright is going to be the Watcher, and I think it's going to be like just alternative takes.
Yeah. Well, because they've had the What If series of comics, and it gets really weird. But that's exciting.
Then the biggest one that I think people were really excited for, which I will watch, it's just I'm not the most excited. Spring 2021 is Loki.
Yeah, the Disney Plus series.
And the surprise for me was fall 2021 later is the Hawkeye series.
Yeah, that'll be fun too. I really like.
They did mention that Spider-Man, Captain Marvel 2, and Black Panther are all coming. Yeah. Including Fantastic Four stuff too.
Yes.
So we are going to get it eventually.
Yeah.
It's just not going to be part of Phase 4.
Into the Spider-Verse 2 is coming out too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they announced that there's going to be a second one of those. We just watched I just watched Into the Spider-Verse. Holy moly, that's amazing.
It's amazing.
Wow. There was a bit of like my eyes defocused a little.
Yeah.
Because some of that's a bit odd.
Yeah.
When you're trying to replicate actual what's it called? Depth of field.
Yeah.
It can be a bit wonky, but overall, that's a great movie. So awesome.
Yeah. So that was the big news from the weekend. Did you see Endgame or Spider-Man?
I saw.
Far From Home.
No, haven't seen that yet. But I do know of it, and I do know the story of it.
You haven't seen either of them?
No. I do love me some Jake Gyllenhaal with a fishbowl on his head, though.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, I know the comics, and I watched the animated series back in the 90s. I know who Mysterio is.
I get it.
Did anybody actually think he was a good guy?
You get so excited for Marvel. You got so excited to announce all this.
Yeah, I know.
But you never see it in theaters.
Were they actually purporting he was a good guy? Do they really think people don't know?
Okay, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and talk spoilers a little bit for Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it, skip ahead 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So here's my thing about
So it's Spider-Man, and he's at home?
So here's my thing about Far From Home.
Okay.
Jake Gyllenhaal plays a really great Quentin Beck, and they do, they give you...
The costume was great.
Yeah, the costume was great.
They got it perfectly
Mysterio
right.
as if he's a good guy at first.
Yeah.
Anybody knows from the comics...
Or the TV show.
Yeah, he's known for his illusion tech.
Exactly.
And he
because
he faints. Basically, he fakes as a superhero so that he can come up and clean up the day and become kind of a
because
superhero.
In the original canon,
that is so well known.
Yeah.
That it's his illusion tech, and he's a bad guy with his illusion tech. I was really disappointed at the twist of the movie.
Yeah.
Because I figured because Marvel knew everyone knows Mysterio's shtick, they were going to take it in an opposite direction nobody saw coming. Kind of like what they did in Captain Marvel.
Yes.
With the Skrulls.
With the Skrulls,
right? The Skrulls are the bad guys.
Yep.
In the comics.
Yeah.
But they switched it and they made them the good guys in the movie because everybody knew about that.
And that's the thing, not necessarily, and they weren't necessarily the good guys. They were just
nobody saw.
They were just the
here. If you know the comics, you know the twist the entire time.
Exactly.
And that's what I was disappointed in.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, back on subject. I think we should jump ahead and talk about the pizza.
Let's talk about that pizza, because
it was amazing.
It was one of my first.
For everyone
Chicago
that listens to our rambling just to hear the last 10 minutes of pizza talk,
welcome back.
Thank you. So we had Giordano's today.
We did.
Giordano's is a famous Chicago-style pizza.
Not local.
And yeah, last year, 2 years ago, it was probably 2 years ago now, Giordano's came to Columbus at Polaris. Yeah. And I remember just hearing like great things. And I had never been to Chicago at that point.
Yeah.
And if you know Chicago pizza, there's two styles of Chicago pizza. There's the deep dish, really thick crust. Mm-hmm. It's still sauce on top, but it has a really thick crust. And then there's the Chicago style where it's a stuffed pizza, and that's what Giordano's is. It's 2 layers of crust with cheese and the filling in the between, and then on top of the second layer of crust, on the top layer of crust, if you will, it's a pile of sauce. Yeah. So they look the same, but it's 2 different approaches. It takes an hour to bake their pie, 50 minutes to bake their pie. And yeah, it comes out and it smells delicious. You went in.
Oh my gosh.
What was your opinions of Giordano's when you walked in the door?
I didn't think it was a full service restaurant where you could sit down, it's a whole bar and everything. So I went in, I was like, wow, this is really cool. And then I peed, and then I came back out and ordered and got my pizza. And restrooms are really nice.
Okay.
Anyway, but no, it was I
don't know why we have you on.
Because I edit.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You have some job security.
That's right. Yeah, I have the microphone. But no, I on the way home, the pizza smelled great.
Yeah.
Like, it was really nice.
So we both took a piece.
Or 3.
Yeah, it was... Well, so we both had our first piece, and you eat it with a fork. Like, you eat it with a fork.
Legit.
You don't really eat it like normal pizza, which I'm not afraid of. You know what I mean? I think some people like, oh, you can't eat pizza with your hands? How indecent. I don't know.
It's like, I like eating... I eat pizza with a fork, because sometimes it's super saucy.
You eat normal pizza?
Yeah.
With a fork?
If it's saucy, yeah. Also, I don't like my cheese sliding off.
Interesting.
Which happens with a lot of,
Like, I get it with this thing, with this monstrosity.
Sometimes I'm feeling it, sometimes I'm not. It depends.
Well, I don't know. I judged you just now.
You just stopped. You just got done saying the whole like pretentious shit, and now you're a pretentious shit.
I know.
So
I know.
Damn it.
I hate it's just an endless amount of contrasting opinions here.
You're a furry wrapped in an enigma.
And bacon.
Yeah. Anyway, so what do you think of the pizza? Are you ready for our hashtag? Your mom's favorite.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot of cheese. The sauce was really good. It was a really like savory sauce. It was not sweet at all.
The sauce was great.
Tasted handmade. It was crushed. The crushed tomatoes. It just tasted.
And we
really
had
good.
onion, sausage, and pepperoni
on the pizza. So, what were your opinions on your first bite?
I liked it. It was very flavorful. The cheese really stood out. I like that.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's like a prick of cheese.
It's a dense bite.
Yeah, it is. It's dense. A very dense bite.
It's almost like when you get a very solid lasagna.
I mean, it's at least an inch tall.
Yeah, or a
inch and a half.
What's the other thing? Pasticcio. That's another dish where it's like a pasta pie, but it almost had that texture of like a pasticcio. Yeah. But no, it was really, really good. I liked it. I was a bit concerned that the outside crust wasn't going to be tasty. Outside crust was tasty.
It is. It's good crust. I'm not a huge crust fan, if you will, but
you're not a crusty boy, as we say in the biz.
Yeah, that's what we say in the biz when you hold a gun up to my head.
That's right.
But yeah, I thought it was great. What would your rating be?
My rating, I am going to give it a straight up solid 6 out of 10. That was a solid pie. I did that thing again. Damn it.
You know what? I think we're morphing into the same person because our opinions have been very similar.
Well, they say that about dogs and owners, and maybe they say that about friends who
podcast together,
who occasionally, dress up in furry costumes.
Oh, you're going to the furry route with us again. That's why I think you're a furry.
I'm not.
That's okay.
I joke about things.
I guess I'll take your word for it. But
pretty,
either way, solid 6 out of 10 for me as well. Just the onion, the pepperoni, the sauce just really made the pie.
Yep.
I wasn't sold completely on the sausage. Their sausage is really dense as well.
I was hoping it was going to be a disc of sausage.
Yeah,
and it wasn't a disc of sausage, and I kind of have to give it to Merritt's, like a
solid disc that they lay on the pie.
But,
no, I get what you're saying.
But
if you will.
What's that?
A pizza.
A pizza. Yeah. So that was pretty good, and I'm happy to think that like people that listen to us outside of Columbus, they'll be able to try this.
Yeah,
because they're pretty much all over.
Yeah, they're starting to expand.
Yeah. We sort of had the same.
There's one that went up in Dayton.
Oh, nice.
Just a little bit ago. Well, Fairborn, wherever Wright State is. They put a Giordano's out, so it's slowly expanding.
Nice. What would you give it?
I said solid 6 out of 10.
Oh, you did? Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't listening.
Really loud. Really loud, like 2 seconds ago. And while you're editing, this is going to be funny because...
Oh, I'm cutting that out, yeah.
No, you're going to leave this... You're going to leave this in.
So anyway, before we leave...
Better leave this in.
Nick, what would you give the pizza?
You're so dumb. Okay.
So yeah, but I would definitely recommend try it out.
I would definitely recommend trying this out.
They do have...
you are in for a little bit of a wait if you go there. You're gonna have your appetizer out pretty much right away, and then wait 30 minutes for your pizza. It's just the way it is.
What you could do, let's say you don't want like a normal pie. Some of their options with toppings, you could do. Let's say if you want sort of like a salty meat, you could do ham. And then if you want something to contrast that, because like food contrasts are really good, and it's a solid choice, you could do pineapple. And with that, I call that a Hawaiian pizza.
So
it's a good choice.
I'm
gonna die on this hill. Hawaiian pizzas are great, and they are not a gimmick.
They're a gimmick.
You're a gimmick.
They're good. I like them occasionally, but they're a fucking gimmick.
They're not a fucking... Okay. It's a good, reliable pizza.
So, thank you for bringing this up, because I guess we'll end the podcast on this. So, my dad, who I thought was going to be more disappointed in me for the last podcast we did, because of the Eric Clapton songs, fluency in song, which he was disappointed.
Yeah.
But...
You disappointed the D-Dog.
I did not disappoint him as much as you did.
Why?
So
why?
I just want to read you a text from my dad that he sent me.
Okay.
Out of the blue, because because he was listening, because I guess he listens. Hi, Dad. But he just sends this text to me. Tell Tim we'll send him to the Big Island to open a Papa John's that serves nothing but Hawaiian pizza.
How fucking dare you.
End of text. Next text. Next text. Dork.
Oh, come on. I look up to you, D-Dog.
So
why do you want to do me like that?
So my dad roasted you.
God damn it.
He roasted you, and now I get to tell you in person on the podcast for everybody else to hear, my dad got you. And my dad doesn't roast anyone. I just want you to know how rare it is for a Dennis roast, and he got you bad. So
all I can say is I can see where you get your wrongness from.
No, I'm pretty sure everybody
Drop the mic.
I'm pretty sure everyone will agree with that.
No.
And so, with nothing else to say on the matter, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. So, Tim, where can they find us?
Well, I'll tell you, Nick. They can find us on social media, on places like Instagram and Facebook, at My Tasteful Dudes. If you come on Facebook, you can... phrasing. If you go to Facebook, you can go join the Tasteful Dudes podcast Supper Club C-Bus, which is a group for our podcast, and we do polls and we talk about things and all that. If you would like, we would really appreciate it if you go to Apple Podcasts and give this a 5-star, rate and review it. We really appreciate it. This really helps the podcast out. And other than that, go try your Audible free trial. It is audibletrial.com/tasteful.
And definitely try Giordano's as well.
Yeah, try that out. And other than that, we'll see you next time. And we hope it's not 2 weeks from now.
Thank you.
Sorry, Mom.